Hey, what's up gamers, it's Kaling here, and I'm bringing you another review, actually review number 95. Man, we're almost to 100 guys. Anyway, today's review is Metroid. You heard me right. I know you guys have been asking me for almost 2 years, where's Metroid, where's Metroid? I was going to do a Metroid month, but things just got too hectic. In any case, here's Metroid, and you know what? Super Metroid isn't far behind it.
Incoming transmission.
Hunter Class 4, this is the Galaxy Federal Police under code M5110.
I read you, Galaxy. This is Hunter. What have you got for me?
We need you to get intelligence on the planet Zebes, and if possible, to destroy Mother Brain. That is all. Good hunting, Samus.
I'll look into it, but it's gonna cost you. So long, Galaxy.
First off, Metroid is not your typical platforming game. It's more like a non-linear action game similar to that of its sister game, Kid Icarus. However, Metroid is more about the players exploring areas and finding secrets, instead of a straight path to victory, if you would. The main point of the game, much like The Legend of Zelda, is to collect different items and weapons. The reason why this is important is because it's vital for your survival. Metroid is more about exploring than anything else, and the planet is huge. Still, the whole point of this game is to find and eradicate the Metroids, take out Mother Brain, and escape the planet before it blows up, all in a bounty hunter's day's work. You know what? I'm really not going to explain the controls for you guys. You can hold the Wiimote, like so, like a NES controller. Alrighty, now the one button fires, and in order to use your missiles you have to hit the minus button. And then you can blast just about anything in the game. Ba-boom! You can also use the morph ball thingy, and you do that by pressing down on the command cross. But as you guys can tell, I love to use the missiles. The missiles are just so awesome. Now, in order to jump, you just press the 2 button, and if you have the screw attack, then you can take out just about any enemy, which is pretty cool. So, what can I say about this game's design? Well, a couple words come to my mind. Awesome, radical, tubular, basic, okay, plain, boring, great use of textures, very alien-like, and interesting. Now, the reason why I say it's interesting is how this game paved the way for future linear titles like Castlevania. Samus also has the ability to travel all over this planet using elevators, finding secrets. She can go left, right, up, down, anywhere. But at the same time, this game does fail at some design elements. Take the boss fights. Now, Kraid is just really not as cool as he looks later on in the series. Although the fight with Mother Brain and getting to her is very well designed. My favorite design stage has to be this one in No Fair. It's just, I love the lava, I love the stuff shooting at me, all the different enemies, the colors, everything works for this level, and I like it. Yep, No Fair is definitely my favorite design stage. I got nothing more to add. The music is great, and I have nothing against Metroid personally, although I'm not a fan of the NES Metroid's music. The reason is because the music on the Japanese version, the Famicom, was way better, because it used a superior wave channel that couldn't be imported onto the NES cartridges. So based on that, the music could have sounded way better. And if you listen to the actual Metroid soundtrack, the official one, you can hear the difference significantly. Sound-wise, it's the same deal. A lot of the sound effects are missing in the cartridge version of the game, and that's a real shame. Still, I know what you guys want me to say is that I love the music. Now, the melodies and the actual songs are very good. However, what we heard here in the States, in the Western world, is not as good as what our Japanese counterparts got, and for that I am really jealous. Now, whether you guys believe me or not, but I had to play through and beat Kid Icarus first before I could get Metroid, because Kid Icarus came out in July and Metroid came out in August here in the States. Now, looking back on that rule that my folks had, that actually wasn't a bad rule, because when you go through and you had to beat the game before they would buy you another one, means that you actually played it and it's not sitting around collecting dust. I mean, they wanted to get their money's worth. I wish I could say the same for all those GameCube and PS2 games I bought, you know, back in 2000, 2002, where I would just keep buying games that came out and I never really beat them all before I bought the next game. Very, very different world today. Metroid was first released in Japan on the Famicom Disk System on August 6, 1986. The game is considered a sister game to Kid Icarus, although it isn't quite as long but uses the same engine. Both the games' gameplay is very similar, but Metroid offers a much different experience. It gave the players the ability to explore the underbellies of a planet, while Pit scrolled up towards the heavens and was linear platforming at its best. It should also be noticed that Kid Icarus had 13 stages and was actually considered a longer game, but Metroid is a much more massive world for the players to explore. Metroid, like Zelda, allowed players to save their progress, at least in Japan. On August 15th of 1987, Metroid released in the United States with drastic sound changes and a password system, like Kid Icarus. The password system was identical to Pit's. Once you died, a password would flash on the screen, and your character would reappear with low health and no weapons. Anyway, Metroid became so popular, and it overshadowed Kid Icarus a lot. Now, when players first played the game, everyone thought it was a dude. In fact, in the instruction manual it said that Samus is a character shrouded in mystery. Only after beating the game in under 2 hours revealed the hero to be a heroine, and she wasn't your typical princess damsel in distress gal. Samus was the first female video game heroine. Metroid got even more popular with the show Captain N and of course the Nintendo comics. The second Metroid game was for the Game Boy, and it actually brought back both Samus and the ability to save the game on a battery pack. Super Metroid was the third in the series, and it's my personal favorite Metroid game. In 2004, Metroid got a remake in Zero Mission. Metroid and Super Metroid are now on the Wii Virtual Console. Download them today. Rather than show you guys all the nitty-gritty of how to get all the secret items, energy tanks, etc., I'm gonna show you how to fight the bosses. Now, when fighting Ridley, just stand exactly where I am right now and just shoot missiles at him. That's all you do. Now, when fighting Mother Brain, it's a little bit more complicated. So what you need to do is you have to freeze those SpaghettiOs of death, because if they hit you after so many times, you are going to be dead. And then you're going to be like, man, how did I die because of SpaghettiOs? Out of some of the most annoying enemies in the game, the Metroids are by far the most annoying. These things will literally just suck the life out of you, and they're one of the most lethal enemies in the game. The other thing I don't like about this game is where is a map? I know in later Metroid games there's a map. Why not in the original? Another thing that I don't like about this game is the jump is a little bit broken when you're platforming. So if you actually fall through the cracks of a little platform thing and you're in the lava, you will never ever be able to jump back up. Super boots? What, are you kidding me? Lucky for Metroid, it does have a lot of insanely awesome qualities. First would be, just like Kid Icarus, after you beat the game, this time you get to start that quest with all your upgrades, minus the missiles and the energy tanks. Plus the passwords are awesome! From the debug menu to the famous Justin Bailey password, where you get to replay the game using armorless Samus, this game just has so much to offer. One of my absolute favorite things about this game, besides the missiles, has to be the screw attack. Once you find the screw attack, it's time to put the hurt back on all those annoying bugs and creatures that drove you nuts and used to drain half your health. Now you could jump in the air and kill them instantly! Ultimate payback! Man, I can't believe it's been over 20 years since I fought to save the galaxy with Samus. And I'm very happy to say that after all these years, the game still stands the test of time. Another big bonus, especially for Wii owners, is that the password system is very much intact and all the famous passwords work. However, I think you guys should play through this game without using the passwords, at least your first time through. Metroid gets an 8 out of 10. Okay, now before you guys are out for blood on me for the score that I gave this game, let me just explain. See, Metroid is a very good game, but it was the first Metroid game in the series. And I know that it seems I like to throw 8 out of 10s everywhere, but you want to know what? An 8 is a pretty good score, and it tells people, you know, you need to play it, and that's all an 8 means. Well guys, God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching yet again. This is K-Wing saying, until the next time, gamers.